Hi, everyone. We're super excited to have you on the Monday Reset call today for the Legacy Collaborative. And we have a very special guest today that it has been an honor to know for a few years. And the way that I actually learned about him, and I shared this with him when we were talking
Mhm.
about this particular session, is I was talking to people in the office I used to help lead and asking who their top new construction realtor is for supporting bilingual agents, and his name just kept coming up over and over again. And the more I've gotten to know his professionalism and the way that he does business, there are so many parallels in the way that the Legacy Collaborative people think and being
Mhm.
relationship first and people first, and the way that he does business. And I'm so excited just to share this time with him and for you to get to learn from the things that he's done over the years to build such an amazing business. David actually finished May as the top DR Horton realtor in the Charlotte market. He closed 17 properties in May, and he does sell at many different properties, not just one location. So that's an important thing to remember. And he's on track for some other really highly sought after awards. And the best part about all of it is that's not even what drives him at all. It's just happening because of the way he does business. I'm just really, really honored to have time with you for everyone here
Appreciate
to learn exactly how you've designed that, David. So thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Appreciate you having me on.
So he has been recognized by the people that I know um, introduced us to begin with as more than just a new construction salesperson. He has built trust by becoming a true resource, a teammate to every single person who trusts him to work with him. And he's a true partner to people, whether they have an individual agent business, whether they're a team, whether they're a mortgage lender, whoever he comes across and connects with, he really shows up as a teammate and makes their life and their business better. And we're going to talk about what makes that possible and how he is leading the change in the standard in our industry right now and really helping lift the professionalism, which is something that all of you really care about doing as well. And we have a lot of really fun things to talk about. So I'm going to dive right in. So, as I mentioned, David, you're known as someone who isn't just selling, you're a true resource to every single person in the
Mhm.
process. Where did that mindset come from, and how do you protect it at the level that you do?
Well, I guess because I understand that our businesses are different, but they're the same, right? They run parallel to each other. They're just not, we're not on the same road. But I know my clients are your client. They're the same clients. They're going through the same struggle. So, like, how can I make their life easier? That way, you would be honored to bring me more clients because it's also helping you. So at the end of the day, it's that whole experience and just understanding what the buyer's going through and what you guys are going through as realtors. I make sure that I'm always top of mind when I'm thinking about that. Like, hey, what are they going through? Maybe that can help you guys in your business by making a process to make your job easier, essentially. As long as I'm doing that, making your job easier, you will just automatically be reminded like hey, that process was super easy. It's almost the same as how you are with your clients. If I can make it very stress-free for them, they're obviously going to call me with more referrals. So just keeping that top of mind and reverse engineering and saying, okay, that's what I need to do. So how do I do that? Like what I need to do? Because everyone's is different. There are other top performer builder reps that just perform differently than me. So I like hopping on here and talking to you guys. I do feel like you learn just by talking, kind of like how me and Sandra were saying, it's more podcasty. You pick little bits. That works for me. That works for me. Let me plug it into my process.
What are some examples? I know you shared some of them with me when we were on the phone. What are some examples of things that you plug into your process that you can help make it seamless for the agents?
So frequently asked questions. So they say like, hey, working smarter and not harder, right? Will help you scale because you can work hard. There's hard working. Absolutely. Hard working will beat talent when talent is not working hard. But at the same time, you also have to create little, if someone's asking you the same question 20 times in a row, is there a way you can answer this question in a shorter amount of time by maybe creating a cheat sheet, a document, or something where they can do it and then now you can free up your time to do other things, or you can make it easier for them by maybe watching a video recording of you explaining the question, a video of you answering a question that you answered 20 times and putting it on YouTube, and then just sending them the YouTube link every time someone asks you that question.
I
All
love
right.
that.
So,
Everyone here can apply that to their business.
mhm. Yeah.
When
So
about content or micro ideas. I mean, it's exactly what you're doing. And we've had people on here about branding and content lately. And what you shared is so much in alignment with just adding value from that consistent system space.
Yeah, and it takes work at the beginning. It's a lot of work at the beginning and saves you so much headache later. So like filming a video of each house. We don't think to do it, but on the new construction side, if I film a video of every single house, zoom out the most I could zoom out, because sometimes they see videos and they just don't look like the videos, right? Because we're zooming too much into the staging furniture. It just piques the interest. But I like to zoom out of videos, upload them on YouTube, and then that way, when you're saying, "Hey, David, what do you have for a 5 bedroom house under 400,000?" I could not only just say, "Hey, this is what I have in York, South Carolina," but I could send you a video of the house. That way, you literally know exactly what the house, something to look at, and then you could send that to your client, right? So things like that. What are the incentives, David? What incentives do you have going on? Well, maybe I should just type them out into a Google link or something so I can just copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. It's just easier because I'm going to get asked that question all the time. Right? So just creating those little things that are just, they're going to keep happening, but making something that's like a quick, like a cheat sheet almost for you to help yourself get those extra 10 seconds back here and there.
That, and I think I'm going to know your answer to this. However, I'm curious what you'll say.
Mm.
So, when you think about all the systems and ways to make it easy and faster and more beneficial for the agents and their clients, how often do you stop and create systems like that a week or think about what system you can create next?
It's all trial and error. It's literally weekly. It's literally weekly, but it gets easier. It's almost like ChatGPT and AI. Once you plug things in, it starts learning you and becoming easier. So once the more I do, I actually ask agents for feedback. Like I'll say, like, "Hey, I'm email blasting you every Friday. How do you like it?" Some people just email me back. "I love it. I love your layout. I love how you highlight. I love how you break it down." And then I read it and I'm like, "What I want to read this? Like, what is this easy to read? Is it we're just in a different age where there's more friction. People just want to click things and have answers right away. So I just say like, "Hey, is this something that just goes right to the delete pile, or would this help them out with what they want, or at least pique enough interest to have them email me back?" So it's just constant trial and error, and then asking for feedback. Like, "Hey, what do you guys like this? What would you want to see? Is it something easy to read?" Plus listening to other people and what they do. So like my subject line on my email blasts, I got that from, it wasn't Jeff Shore, but I could find him. Someone on TikTok, he said, "All my email blasts, this subject line." Ever since I applied that, my emails have been read more.
So you're just studying what works and then trial and error and then asking for feedback. I actually was going to say you show up in alignment with what most of us already believe, which is feedback is the breakfast of champions. So you're co-creating the experience that you're causing for all of the people that are working with you, with them, alongside
Mhm.
them, and really just saying, hey, what's best for you? What's easiest for you? What works for your clients? And then consistently asking to always improve.
It's either direct feedback or indirect feedback. So like asking them like, "Hey, now how do you like what I'm sending you? What would you want to see just in general?" Or like, what do just thinking about the realtor business. What are you guys asking for? What do you need? I need inventory. I need incentives. I need just less time looking for things, right? Something easy to send to a client, right? So I just think about, well, how can I make it easy so you're not spending so much time doing that? I'll do it for you. Same as what you guys can do for clients. You just have to think, what do clients want and how do they want to get it? So it's easy.
That's so good. So, this is a conversation that we talked about, and I'm sure if all the people on here haven't yet done content on this, your answer is going to be super beneficial for them to just R&D and go create content for this. And for everyone who's on here, so that you know, there's a website where you can actually search. Ashley and I talked about this morning called Answer the Public, and you can find out what people
Mhm.
are searching for and it helps you with keywords that they may be searching. And when I talked to it about what me and David were going to be covering today, one of the questions people ask all the time is, why would you build a brand new property versus buy an existing one? So I would love to hear how you answer people when they ask that question, David.
Yeah. So in an unbiased way, right? An unbiased person who doesn't work for a new build, you're gonna have pros and cons for resale homes, and there's gonna be pros and cons for new builds. So if I'm just talking about the new builds, the obvious one is that it's warranted. One less headache. I mean, my wife says it all the time. So I try to pull some emotional strings sometimes is like, hey, you have a lot going on, right? Like my wife always like to say, there's always something. Oh man, there's always something. The dog's got hurt or the laundry needs to get done. There's a lot to do in life. The last thing you want to worry about is an HVAC blowing out or something being behind the walls that you didn't know. I mean, we live in an as is state where they don't kind of have to tell you if anything is wrong. So having something that's warranted is truly it's valuable for the convenience and the fact that it's completely new, less headaches. Also, and this I bring this one up is that the right now flippers in the Charlotte market, and this happened to my sister-in-law in York County, actually. They're building new construction homes, and flippers know that is if you don't open up the walls, you don't have to fix anything. But if you see something wrong, you have to fix it. So what they're doing is obviously lipstick on a pig, making something look really nice, but it has not actually been renovated. So I'll tell people, and this is a tip that I got from someone I met out of Alabama, a real estate investor. He said, hey, I always go by the rule 15, 25, 35. If they spent only $15 a foot on a renovation, that was cosmetic. Most likely that was cosmetic, and there's usually probably problems behind the walls that they don't know of, or foundation work, which is what happened to my sister-in-law. They had to pay $7,000 to get foundation fixed on a brand new construction home, by the way. It's because he didn't do it properly on a crawl space. $25 a foot is, yes, they probably opened up the walls and maybe it did HVAC. $35 a foot is a full gut. That's probably a good one. But we're seeing a lot of people just doing $15 a foot. Why? Because there's no inventory in the Charlotte market, right? So if someone has a home, no HOA with a ton of land, that's something that's hard to compete with for me because I'm usually in an HOA. Just because it says it's newly renovated or newly constructed, don't always believe it. I'd ask how much was spent on that renovation. So I'll tell them peace of mind is number one. Number two, the coding has changed. Codes have changed on building homes. So there's homes that were built 10 years ago that didn't have a piece now that now need, it's required to have, right? So you're using the latest materials, latest and greatest. Some people will obviously I'll combat where some say, oh, houses aren't built like they used to. Maybe 30 years ago when they were building everything by brick, but 10 years ago they were using the same materials they're using now. So I just play a really big hard factor on the warranty and appreciation.
Peace
Yeah.
of mind is number one. And
Mhm.
then just because it's protected properly whenever you're working with a reputable builder.
Yeah. Peace of mind on the warranty and peace of mind on your time.
Yes.
Just because again, you have a lot, especially at the lower price point when I'm selling homes to first time home buyers or a divorcee or a widow or something like that. And I said, this is the last thing you need to worry about when you're, paycheck to paycheck trying to buy your first home, or something like that. You do not need to be worrying about what if something breaks in my house. That just needs to be warranted, right? Usually these are also in neighborhoods, which then someone will combat, I don't want to be in an HOA, which then I'll combat, well, why wouldn't you want to be in an HOA, right? You want to be in a neighborhood that's safe. You know who your neighbors are. They have to follow rules. So if they're playing music, if they're playing their guitar at night at 11 p.m. and you want them to turn the noise down, well, they have to, right? As opposed to if you were not in HOA, they could do whatever they want, even if they are annoying you. It happens. I hear it all the time. And what are you going to change on a brand new house, right? So like people, oh, what if I want to change something? What are you going to change? It's brand new. Maybe a fence or a shed or something like that. But those are some of the combats when I actually would prefer to live in a HOA because then I know who my neighbors are. They're home buyers, they're not renters, and they have the same goals that I have, safe neighborhood.
I love that. So those are really good pros or cons. Is there anything else that you say is really important?
Yeah, when it comes to, new build, statistically, when you look at people selling homes, one of the first things they look at is when was it built, right? On the resale side, it's going to be easier to sell a newer home than an older one. It will be. Why? Because it still may have warranty left on it. It will still, in the eyes of that buyer or seller, be, less used, right? Less homeowners. I sold my second house, still mad about it, but I sold my second house during COVID, and my house, there was about maybe 5 or 6 other comps to my house. Everyone's house was sitting. The real estate market was just starting to slow down because the rates were starting to spike back up. So everyone was sitting because there was still fear, unawareness. They didn't really know what was going to happen. My house sold in a week because it was the newest one. because I sold it, within a year and a half because we decided we needed actually bigger. But it was because it was the newest one. That's why, because it showed the best. Obviously, it was staging, but my real estate agent actually, I worked for a mortgage company, so I had to. My mortgage company had just launched a real estate company, Better Mortgage, so I kind of had to use the real estate agent. They didn't do anything special. They literally just listed it. I think I was posting it more on Facebook than they were. So yeah, they didn't do anything special. It's just because it was the newest one. It will be easier to resell because of warranty and obviously less used. So when you're using it for comparables, that'll be a factor.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing those
Mhm.
key things. And one of the things that always stands out about you is that you build a reputation of relationships versus transactions. And I'm a big like run a transformational business, not a transactional business.
Mhm.
That's how I think about everything and what I coach heavily to and all the partnerships I have with the great agents and leaders across the country. I just love that that's already naturally how you do things. So, what are 1 to 2 intentional things that you do to turn a process that normally could feel very transactional into a true partnership?
Yeah, so that's great. Yeah, because I mean we are in a transactional business. Like we are. Almost everything is. So finding a little bit of common ground with people, and then a partnership is just it's just thinking about what do they need, asking them more than just the transaction, do outside of the transaction, like how do you run your business? Hey, so one of the questions I'll ask realtors a lot, and you could ask clients, you could ask any partner, mortgage lenders, like how's biz, like what's new, not real estate related, like what's new, what's going on in life, just because sometimes that little piece of personal life is what's happening to their business. That everyone's business runs differently because of their personal life outside. So like me, I don't go to networking events at night. Why? I got 2 kids at home, 2 kids and a wife. I want to go home, right? So I have to know that part of it. Someone would have to know that part of me instead of just, oh, he doesn't come to any events. Well, no, then let's do events in the morning, right? I ask realtors, like, what do you need? Like, what's going on in life? Like, how do you operate your business? I see Ashley's in the car. Hey, I know a ton of realtors, their whole business is car. I never go in the office. I know realtors that they go in the office 8 a.m. in the morning and just start dialing phones and expired listings. So just asking your audience, your client, what's new? Like what's new, not real estate related. And know a little bit about like kind of how their life ties into the real estate. Okay, now I know that. Now I'm getting back into the transactional side. Okay, how can I help you out with that? Ashley, you're always, Ashley, you're in the car. Like, how can I get you information quicker? I have links that I could show you. She might not be reading the whole email, but I have some YouTube links on like videos. Or some people's like, hey, I'm not making calls, I'm door knocking. Okay, well, how about we set up an open house in my neighborhood, right? Well, one of my spec homes, and you could literally just go talk to all the neighbors if you're door knocking, right? So just asking your audience how they operate their business, how they would like the information back. So that's like a partnership, because some realtors, I send things in a video format, some is an email format, some are just text, PDFs. Everyone's different. So you have to ask them how they want it. How do they want the info given to them? And just have that ready, really.
You know what I love about that so much is that is what every single one of us focuses on is how do people receive information? Do they want to be communicated with on text, on a phone call, on an email, right? And just really
Mhm.
catering to how they want the experience to be. And you're doing exactly the same thing. So I wanted to pause right here because we're
Mhm.
about midway in the questions, and I want to give everyone a chance to share what are a couple of things that have stood out to you for you to be able to apply to your business or a reminder of something that you once did that you're going to incorporate back? So, who would like to share?
Sorry, I couldn't get to the mute button. Love what you were just talking about with the communication and, for some people you might need to send them a video, or for some you may need to send them a link quickly and stuff like that. And I find being on the go a lot that, even getting phone calls like from clients, for instance, I'm like, can you please text me what you just said? And so like reversing
Yeah.
that, because like it'll be like, well, I can't write their email down right now because I'm driving. Hey, can you do me a favor and text me your email? And so just meeting people where they are with that communication as well, whether it is sending them a video instead, or if they're not into a long email that you're doing for a follow-up, maybe sending them links or something. So I loved that. Thank you.
Awesome. Who else? And everyone will have to unmute yourself because I muted you guys earlier. Who else got something so far? Okay. Well, Put it in the chat if for some reason you can't jump on. And we will have one more chance to ask questions and share ahas of what you get out of it towards the end. So just make sure that as you're thinking about things, write it down or just make a note of it so that we can make sure that this is the most effective conversation for all of you who took the time to be here and learn from David. A lot of agents felt isolated depending on what's going on in the market and or their life, as you were talking about earlier. But it's been really clear that you become like a genuine part of every team that you touch, and you care about their life and you care about their business. You learn exactly how they do business. How do you build that kind of connection across so many personalities?
Yeah, so that one is, I think we're all in real estate because we're a little nuts and we just talk to way too many people, huge extroverts. And most of my experiences is from prior jobs where, me and the wife, we managed people, different ages, different cultures. But doing that job, you learn that you have common ground with everyone. Like you have common ground with we have something in common with everyone. You just got to find it. You dig in, whether it's music or sports or, I was also from that same city. I also moved from New Jersey, or your family celebrates holidays this way. In some form, some of you have common ground in business or professional or personal. So really just chatting, just trying to find that common ground. If you can't find that common ground, then you look for on the personal side, then you just go professional and just say like, hey, what do you need out of your business? What is something that I can do for you to make your life easier? Because at the end of the day, my common ground is obviously we're in real estate. But I say it when I sponsor team meetings, I don't look for leads. I look for you because you look for leads. So then in my head, I have to say, how do I save you time so you can go look for more leads instead of spending time going with the computer? Oh, I need to look for new construction at 350 in all the communities. It's like, I can do that. Leverage me. You don't have to do that. You have a closing on Friday and your client wants to tour new construction, just call me. I'll set it up. Doesn't matter what community. We could do all 5 communities. You go to your closing. Obviously, usually someone want to do one deal with me, so they meet me a little bit first. But at the end of the day, new construction is new construction. As long as you've come out to a community and seen our products once, not changing, right? And that's how you could leverage your time, just connecting yourself with kind of what Jeff was saying. He was trying to save the deal, and I'm sure he has partners and vendors that are helping him, so he doesn't have to do all the legwork. And so it's just having a good partner network, so you can leverage that time and go use that time elsewhere more efficiently.
That's so good. And all I can think about when you're talking is you're not a vendor, just like many people that you all love that you have that are a part of the transaction with your clients. He's just really not a vendor. He's a trusted partner. And just like when you are having a listing presentation conversation and talk about the team that's a part of your business, it is a part of your buyer team, right? So he can literally help you anywhere, and it doesn't matter what the design of your business is. He is a part of your buyer team. And I think that sometimes we just don't slow down long enough to realize when things get hard or they're not on track or things seem off, that we have people all around us that want to help us win. And it's just so amazing how you show up that way, and that's how you do everything.
And to piggyback, so if I can add one thing to that, because I forgot, is that to truly be a partner to you guys, I don't just talk about new construction. So again, I'm just thinking about, hey, what do these realtors need? And I have the mortgage background and I did marketing. And I'm sure all you guys have jobs pre-real estate, no matter what it was, but there was experiences that you had in that job that help you in this job. And you just have to remember that. Like sometimes people put that on the back burner and just forget about the job 3 jobs ago, but there's stuff in that job that help in this one. And it just snowballs. If you're a server, that's customer service. So you learn empathy, right? With complicated customers, right? And clients. Me, I have a mortgage background. So when I go do my presentations, I talk about DR Horton for 5 minutes, but I'll talk about mortgages for 10. Because I talk to so many mortgage lenders and loan programs, because I know that realtors have clients that don't have cash or that have low income. And I try to familiarize myself with all these different loan programs out there, because your best friend lender partner is only going to tell you about what they have. I go look at everyone and shop around. So I have that in my tool belt. So if Sean calls me and is like, yeah, hey, David, I got a client, 350, but they have like no down payment. I'm like, you know what, DR Horton, our financing, our 100% down payment isn't great, but I know First National Bank has something really good, or I know USDA Direct and blah, blah, blah. And then on the marketing perspective, I just study. I study TikTok and YouTube University and listen to Gary Vee. And I have ideas that aren't don't work for me. They actually work for realtors more than they work for me when it comes to filming content or what you put out there. So I just give them away, the realtors, and like kind of teach what you should be posting when we're doing like these AI class for realtors and things like that. Because again, at the end of the day, I'm trying to feed you, go get leads. Eventually they'll come back to me. So I'm trying to save you time. I'm trying to help you convert leads, generate leads and convert leads. Those are my two goals.
I love that. Let's talk about family. So, how do you build boundaries into your calendar without sacrificing the business that you've worked so hard to build? I know that's
Mhm.
super important to everyone that's on here right now. So, what are those small systems that you have included, or the conversations or the expectations to make sure that your family comes first?
Yeah. And that's everyone, we all know that's the hardest because they say, oh, I quit my 9 to 5 so I could be a realtor and work 24/7, right? That's the joke. And it's kind of the same as how you're building your processes. It's like trial and error, and it will snowball. It gets easier and easier. It didn't happen right away because when I started with a different builder 3 years ago, about to be, it was definitely harder because it was the first time I did 100% commission, and the phone's ringing at 7 p.m. at night and 8 p.m. at night. And you think, man, if I don't answer this phone call, that's it. The lead's going elsewhere. So it's creating the boundary. So like I don't go to events anymore past 6. I don't try to. I don't say like, you know what, hey, wife and kids, I'm gonna go to this, but maybe I'll go into work later this day. I just don't do it, right? So I have out of office text. So like if someone calls me on a day off, I can just swipe up and put, I'm with family. Please text me. Thank you so much for calling. Like say thank you. Hey, thank you for calling. I'm with family. Or I'm off Tuesdays, Wednesdays. Text me, I'll text your partner. I'm in a meeting, I'm on a call. So it just becomes habit. You don't feel bad doing it if you create that process. If you're just like, hey, nope, nope, nope. You have to, on the back end, either have a team that's ready to help you, or quick processes, something you can give someone. Hey, while you're sitting and waiting for me, here's an inventory sheet. Because I know that's what you're asking for. Maybe I can give you something to look at while you're sitting and waiting. And I don't feel as bad. So you have to kind of build it on the back end. It takes a lot of work. And then it's just being committed to do it on the front end. Because yeah, we're going to answer the phone. And they also say, and it happens every time, if your business is ever slow, go on vacation. Yeah, because that's when it all rings. Yeah. And it happens. You take the laptop, but you have to build up the back end stuff. The process is the quick, hey, let me leave you with something so you also don't feel as bad. And I think they respect you for it because then they look, oh, okay, this person knows what they're doing enough to say, they'll call me back, not answer the phone right now.
So, you've just thought about the frequently asked questions or the needs of the people that are wanting you on your days
Mhm.
off, and then you have systems or people in place to support you during that.
Yes, I got to leave someone with something. It's really just
Yeah.
like, I'm just always thinking, what are clients asking me for? What are realtors asking me for? And then just building that on the back end, just
Mhm.
so I have something for you to look at instead of just words. Because it doesn't serve me well, it doesn't serve you well. Just it saves a lot of time for both of us.
And this is a natural lead into the next question. Do you think that you being so family focused and talking about that up front and then following through with those systems causes people that work with you, both clients and realtors, to respect you more?
Yes, absolutely. So I don't know if I heard it I don't know if I heard it from TikTok University and YouTube University, or if I heard it from a different master class, but telling people exactly why I'm not answering the phone. That actually helps. People see you as relatable. Hey, sorry, I'm off. Hey, sorry, I'm with the kids. Like, hey, I'm with wife and children. And they're like, oh, you know what? I have a wife and children. Like, yeah, that makes sense. I'm okay. It feels I think you get less resistance. Like, oh man, this person's not answering the phone. He's not saying, no, he's with family. Like, hey, sorry, I'm at a family function or an event. So I think it just, one, it makes you more relatable, and two, it just makes you human. And then they would feel bad too. I think the other person on the phone was like, oh, I went to a different, think about it. If a lead calls Sean didn't answer the phone, He's like, hey, listen, I'm in Italy on my honeymoon, right? I'm in Italy on a honeymoon. I'll get back to you. I'm like, damn, this guy at least answered my text in Italy on his honeymoon. But like now I'll wait. I'm not gonna go to the next realtor because at least he let me know. And he was just like, hey, instead of the out of office, I'm on vacation. Don't call me back. Like, hey, I'm out of office. I'm in Italy. Please text my phone. I'll get back to you when I can. Because I mean, we are in the real estate business. So like when we can, we're gonna text someone back.
I love that. I think it makes you stand,
Good.
Sean. Um, so if you could leave, I love this conversation we had because we had so much in common around how we think about this. So if you're thinking about everybody here building their business or anyone watching this back later, what is one message that you want to leave for people as they're building their real estate business and as
Oh
they're
yeah.
growing?
Something I definitely wish I did when I was younger. I'm gonna go back one step, and because you were talking about how family, and when my first daughter was born, that was the wake up call of like I want to do more. I was running multiple enterprise rent a cars, and when I was like, hey, I want to do more, I reached out to someone that I knew at the time, though, that got into real estate and just started asking questions about it. At that point, I started listening to marketing, Gary V, and he changed my life, like just consumer behavior and what to think and what people want, consumer attention, how they want to get it. The main thing that I realized as I was like studying and asking questions and learning about financial literacy, I no longer got scared about people being unreachable. And what I mean by that is I was DMing people that were much higher than I was in their careers or in a sense, and I wasn't scared of asking them. So when I worked for Better Mortgage, I was a junior loan officer, just got hired, maybe 2, 3 months in, and I just took the time to DM our CEO. Just cause say, hey, thanks. I love this company, love what you build, blah, blah, blah. This we started chatting. Then we did a charity together. I left the Better Mortgage. He then texted me. I texted him after I left Better Mortgage, maybe 2 months later, and I guess that resonated with me. And he offered me a job to come back at a higher level to work right under him. That would have never happened if I was just scared to DM him. I learned from agents like Ricky Caruth from EXP, just DMing him because I saw him on social media. And just because sometimes you see people on social media and you're like, man, they're killing it, but you don't DM them. DM them. You'd be surprised who answers. Like people want to help people. And what I was telling Sandra is everyone always says, I strive to be number one. I strive to be number one. And I do, I strive, but I do know on the back of my mind, and I always remind myself that I actually strive to be number two. Because if I'm number one, that means no one's better than me. Someone's better than me. Someone out there is better than me at something. And I'm never scared to DM those people and look for those people. So like right now, I'm number one currently at DR Horton in not just Charlotte, but Raleigh, Greensboro, Asheville. I'm leading everyone. But I'm looking at number two and number three, and I know we're gonna keep battling each other. And I'm not afraid they're not my competition. Like I'm gonna DM them and say, hey, what do you do in your business? We are not the same people, but he might do something that I don't do that I do want to plug into my business, right? Or DMing some random real estate investor that I followed on Instagram that lives in Alabama. He's the person I got that 15, 25, 35 rule from because I was trying to learn on how to invest in rental properties and flips and stuff. So the one thing I'd leave people with is that reach out. Just there's so many mentors out there, regardless of how good you are, there's someone better. So if you're
I
number
love
two,
it.
that's okay.
Well, I love that you said that because many people here have been in classes where I've taught before and know that I believe that anyone, whether they are still living or whether they've passed and you found some greatness in them, you can choose them to be your mentors. And I love what you're saying about just message them. And it goes to any area of your life. So if you were working on becoming a great dad and building an amazing business, then you could go find who's doing that well and you can reach out to them. And in the conversation we were having, I shared that if we're reading a book or studying someone that seems really big or really awesome at whatever area we're focused on in our life or our business, you can literally just message them or reach out and ask, what does it take for you to mentor me? Or what does it take for you to be in my life? And one of the habits I always encourage people to do is around September when they're doing their business and personal planning to think about for the next year, for the main categories you're focused on in life and business, who are your mentors going to be for next year? Because you're always going to be improving who those people are and
Mm-hmm.
making sure that you incorporate them into your world in whatever way you can.
Absolutely.
And no one's off limits, right? That is what you and I talked about.
No one's off limits.
Yeah.
No one's off limits. I've gotten very less scared to DM anyway. I'm just DMing them. If they don't answer, they just didn't answer.
Right.
I think I messaged like DJ Khaled one time about something. Or like
So one of his songs?
I don't know. I don't remember what it was. Or like yeah. But like I've yeah, just cause. Just hey, you know, you never know. You might answer.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is, David, would there be anything that we didn't get to talk about that when we first had this conversation is really important for you to share to add value to the people listening?
Yeah, so I guess when it comes to well, one is one stat. So right, I'm always thinking about how do I help people generate leads and convert leads. So on the generate side, it's just for you guys as realtors, I'd like to think about who your audience is, obviously your client, but it's not just a client. Is it your 200 to 400 buyer? Is it your 5 to 6? Like, what are you trying to sell? Because sometimes the message could be so broad that it doesn't catch. You know, it's got to be a little more specific. You got to hone it in a little bit because sometimes when it's broad, it just doesn't catch. Or it catches, but it catches one here, one there, and you're trying to scale, right? So Gary Vee says, do this and this, not either or. So like you can make a video just for first-time home buyers in this price range and a different video for luxury buyer, right? Because if you're just saying, hey, buyers, it doesn't come across as easy. So when it comes to generating leads, like who's your audience? And now, cool, now they've called you. Hey, Jeff, Jones DM'd me. I saw your video, blah, 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 blah. How do I make sure that first sale is the interest? The second one is actually getting the appointment, right? And then, hey, what do you like asking those questions? Yeah, tell me exactly what you're looking for and just ask a ton of questions. Sometimes people, like I not phone shopped a realtor, but I called a realtor. I don't think they had my number saved because they emailed me and I was just calling them back off their signature tag. And I was just pretending to be a buyer just for fun. And I was like, hey, looking to buy a home. And it was just like, yeah, sure. Okay. Yeah. Where are you looking to tour? And then just asked about my schedule. But they didn't ask me like what I was looking for, like bed and bathroom count, where do I live now? You know, maybe how's my family situation? Like, I don't know, just really sounding like a consultant. And then the last one that is the conversion part. So now you got the lead. Now we're going to the conversion. And that is where I can come to play, right? Because I've helped people like with ideas to generate leads, but I'm not generating the leads. I'm just helping you generate them. But I can definitely help you convert them because it's knowing loan programs across multiple loan officers. So then that way you don't lose a lead that doesn't have a down payment, right? Or has low income. Oh, I have a very, very good low income loan, USDA direct, which is completely different than USDA direct. And then also, oh, I don't want to drive further from Charlotte, right? Hey, my budget's 300K, but I want to be 20 minutes from Charlotte and I want this, and that. We all make fun of it, right? Champagne taste, beer budget. And where I help on the education side is sharing, and I'm trying to see if I could find that article, but there's an article that shows that Charlotte is statistically cheap. It is inexpensive when it comes to everyone that's moving here. So most of the people that will have an issue and don't want to drive further from Charlotte is because they were here pre-COVID. So just know if you got buyers, you should just know it right from the get. If you have a buyer and they're not a relocation client or they moved here, you know, if they were here before COVID, before the spike, everyone locally thinks that the prices are going to come down or they're too high. And how I help convert leads, because I tell people, listen, there's just so much more opportunity on the outskirts. And this is where I'm slightly biased and not really. Right now, I'm trying to play into the stats of it, where statistically, we are below average. I'm trying to just find this file to share to you guys, but we are below average when it comes to price points of other cities coming here. So I tell people, hey, I used to work in New York and live in New Jersey. That was 15 years ago. I commuted to work for an hour 15 years ago. That is normal. It's not supposed to be affordable in the city or even near the city. So relocation clients see this as like, oh, that's cheap and that's the right distance. That makes sense. So the locals kind of have to, you're going to convert more if you can pitch the outskirts more. And it's not where you're going to live, Sean. It's not where you're going to live, Jeff. I'm not going to live there. You already have your house. You got here pre-COVID, but they need to feel good about it. because that's where the opportunity is. It's not where you would live. It's where your clients have opportunity, and they have more opportunity around the outskirts. Especially new construction is going to go further and further because these other cities are building up. You know, they're building up. So you should learn about them. You should learn about your Statesvilles, your Hickories, your Yorks, because new build is just going to keep going there. And that's your business. It's your business to know. It will help you convert leads if you can tell people and show people on a graph, hey, it's okay to move to these places because that's where all the movement is going. That's where all new construction is going. It's going to appreciate. I'll share this talk with Sandra once I find it.
See, David, I love that you're saying that. And I love that you're willing to just help their clients once they connect them with you, because I see people right now, because there, are lots of spread out opportunities depending on the price points, drive all over the place and not consider new construction at all if they don't right away think that their clients are interested or if they can even afford it. And they just don't even call you. They'd rather drive 45 minutes, an hour to 10 different directions around the Charlotte metro area and look at resale instead of remembering that 100% of the time when it's in a specific price range that you cover, you can be a member of their team in that moment.
It's just helping convert people to just make them feel good about searching beyond.
Yes.
And reminding them like, hey, this is the new normal. If you don't move that further, the prices will keep going up in Charlotte because we're below average, and you'll be forced to move there later. Forced for a smaller house. So yeah, that's just reminding them that. But it's educating. It's just educating the buyer, feeling good about it, and just learning these stats. I'm a stats guy. Numbers don't lie. It's not opinions for me. It's just numbers.
Yeah. Well, I am so grateful you were here. I would love for everyone to just share anything you wrote down, any questions you have, any takeaways that you have that you're going to apply to your business. And I just want to say thank you. David was the very first new construction focused person who said yes to being a part of the Legacy Collaborative. And I'm just so grateful that even though you are performing the best in your industry, and the file is in the chat for everyone, he found it.
Yeah, files
in your industry, you're choosing to show up for people and you're choosing to make an impact in alignment with the way that we already think inside the Legacy Collaborative. And I'm just super grateful for that.
Absolutely. I gotta help you guys. You don't succeed, I don't succeed. I truly believe that. In my head, I'm not just asking for business. I'm trying to build your business because your business is my business. I don't sit and wait in the model home for leads to happen. As much as realtors think that's all we do. Traffic is slower. It is slower. And it's because they need realtors to help make them feel good about a purchase when the rates are high right now. Right. So most of my business is realtor business.
Well, and you're willing to do videos for anyone who's been working to incorporate those or improve on those. You're willing to lead generate with people or share ideas about your properties or share the videos you've already done. So if you are, I love it. Kimberly saying that she wants to meet you and do all that. So lean in. He's literally studying the marketing stuff every day. So for those of you who are like, my content's not where I want it to be, or my YouTube's not where I want it to be, lean into people who are studying this that genuinely care about helping you and let them help you and be a part of your team.
Yeah, that's probably the last thing I could leave with is just video. I tell this to a ton of people. Video and your face. Those two things, video and your face. If you post tours, you post pictures, they don't reach as well. The algorithms for TikTok or Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, we're no longer, Gary Vee says, it's no longer social media anymore. It's interest media. Social media was depended on how many followers you have. Now it doesn't. You could just post, you could have 100 followers and your video could reach 1 million people because the algorithm will show it. And as long as there's interest, likes, comments, right? So video in your face, number one, show your video, show your face. Those always perform well, better. And comments, comment on other people's posts, not just likes. It's like a point system. Likes are worth the least post. Comments are worth the most. So like my last post that I posted, every time someone commented, I said thank you because it's another comment and it'll get driven to the top. That's the only reason I have like 200 comments. It's not because like my face looks good or anything. It's because it just keeps driving it back up to the top because of comments. So do that. Comment on other people's thing because Facebook will reward you for engaging on their platform. Everyone actually has a Facebook score. You could look it up. And the better your score, the more Facebook will push you out to more people. So yeah, it's just commenting.
Thank you. One or two
Mhm.
people, questions. I know that a couple people have thanked you in the chat, so I want to make sure you saw that. Um, and if you haven't already, I know you put your Facebook in there, but if you have your contact information, you want to pop in there real quick so they can easily add you to their phone if they don't already have you there. Any last minute, like this was one thing I'm going to take away and take action on in my business, or excitements?
Yeah, if you don't already have, every Friday I send out an email blast with inventory. I don't care if it goes to spam or delete it, but it's business 101. You got to see something 7 times before it clicks. One day you'll need it. If I don't have you on that email blast, just shoot me your email and I'll add you on. I usually do like free events on there, inventory, sometimes investor friendly inventory. I have that as a separate thing if you just need investor friendly.
You're the so our last week's speaker actually talked about seeing something 7 times before it sticks
Mhm.
as
You
well.
just got to see it again
If
with
you
your
weren't
face.
on last week and didn't listen, you're hearing it again. Just
Mhm.
making sure that every time you get out there, remember, not everybody that's following you or that you know is going to see it the first time or the second or the third. And it feels like we're being repetitive and it feels like a lot, and it's not a lot to them. Well, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all of you that jumped on. I really appreciate it. This will go on the
I
YouTube
appreciate you
channel, so
guys.
you can grab it. Thank you so much, David. We really
Of
appreciate
course.
you, and we're excited for all of the ways that you continue to help us.
Keep building our business together.
That's right. You guys have an amazing week. Don't forget, I do have 1 hour sessions for coaching. So if you know people that are looking to take their good business to great and want to do a deep dive, I do those and then figure out what the best coaching partnership looks like for them, whether it could be group or whether they're right for one-on-one. And that is my number one focus. And other than that, we'll just continue to add value to all of you here and help you grow your business and help each other. Make sure you're participating in the Winning Wednesday post so that people that are in all the different areas that we're going to continue growing into can see what area you serve and participate in that with you. And we will also see you on Thursday mornings in the areas that we're going to be focused on lead generation. So have a great rest of your week. Go give back to people and build your business. And we'll see you next time.
Take care, guys.